Music's been around forever. More importantly, music's a part of everyone's life. We love music, and it's always good to do something you love.
Before the internet and computer revolution took place, live music, phonograph disc recorders, cassettes, and CDs were the media to listen to music. Artists started to switch from vinyl disc and cassettes to CDs since they had huge profit margins. But when the internet and computer revolution started taking its baby steps and music started going digital, it gave rise to piracy. Companies like Napster were eating CD sales. There was a constant rise in digital music, but sales from it were not enough. To counter piracy and drought of profits, artists started to tour more. In today's world, music is streamed using your smartphone, desktop computers, laptops. There's one company that, even after having well established giants in the market, was able to stand out in the music streaming race. That is Spotify. How did Spotify beat giants like Amazon, Apple, YouTube to come out as a winner? To understand this, we need to know how music started going digital. Napster was founded by Sean Fanning and Sean Parker in 1999 as a file-sharing internet software that focused on sharing internet audio files encoded in MP3 format. Napster made it relatively easy for music enthusiasts to download copies of songs that were otherwise difficult to obtain. Music fanatics had ants even on unreleased songs such as I Disappear. But then the company ran into legal difficulties over copyright infringement. Huge losses were incurred by record labels and artists due to Napster, as they had created a platform for piracy. Lawsuits against them were filed. In 2002, Napster officially announced that it had filed for bankruptcy. Music lovers lost Napster but did not lose their habit of listening to music without paying for it. Apple had just disrupted the personal computer industry and was eyeing other industries to disrupt them too with its innovative software and products. Apple made an observation that listeners not only wanted to listen to music but also wanted to create custom mixtapes or playlists from different albums, and to do this they needed software. Apple came out with iTunes. It ripped music from CDs, allowed listeners to mix and create digital copy and store it into CD by burning it. During those days, flash memory based players did not carry enough songs and the hard drive based ones were too big and heavy. So Apple decided to develop its own. On October 23, 2001, Steve Jobs launched iPod. iPod was not only ultra portable, it was also easy to use, and the autosync feature with Macintosh and Mac through its iTunes made the lives of music fanatics easier. This was the final nail in the coffin for the CD. During this time, music industry was still recovering from the blow given by piracy and was in search of strong distribution channel. Record labels were forced to work with Steve Jobs and share their rights over distribution. In the year 2003, Apple started selling music through iTunes and created a legal distribution setup to avoid piracy. Apple added a lot of features to iTunes to make it an ultimate multimedia platform, which backfired, as the application was now buggy, slow, and created a lot of confusion among users. However, Apple's iPod and iTunes were not an answer, since the strong habit among customers for free music cultivated by Napster had stayed. The stage was all set for another disruption to happen in the music industry. In the year 2006, in Sweden, Spotify was founded and the company expanded to foreign markets very quickly. In the year 2009, February,
Spotify opened public registration in the United Kingdom and in the year 2011 entered the US market. Unlike Apple's iTunes, which was focusing on music marketplace, Spotify was just made for streaming music. Spotify was able to get music rights through extensive cash burn. It had spent nearly $9.5 billion between the year 2006 to 2018 to get the rights and the artist on platform. And to board customers, it ran its application on freemium model. Spotify was now creating records. Songs like Think Out Loud, One Dance, Look What You Made Me Do, Sad were streamed the most. There was a sudden wave in the year 2011. Stars like Major Lazer, DJ Snake, Rihanna, Weeknd, Tentacion, Drake, Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran were growing quickly on the platform. In 2015, Apple killed iTunes and launched three separate apps. Apple Music to enter into music streaming market, Apple Podcast for podcasts, and Apple TV. This solved the issue created by the slow and buggy iTunes. In the year 2015, YouTube entered the music streaming and in the year 2018 entered podcast market through its Google Podcast. This gave rise to a series of issues. Ad revenue was not enough to keep the deals going on with the artists. Not only did they spend a huge amount, but also had made the market very lucrative that it attracted all the giants. With the entry of Tencent Music, Amazon, Saavn, YouTube, and even Apple, it was even more tougher for them to survive in the market. Listeners were not buying an album anymore, they were streaming it. Artists and record labels, instead of making money through album sales, were now dependent on the number of streams. Spotify was earning money from ads and subscription, but this was not enough and the company was still in a huge loss. Spotify does not pay artists royalty according to per play or per stream rate. The royalty payment that artists receive might vary according to differences in how their music is streamed or the agreement they have with the labels or distributors. Artists like Prince, Taylor Swift, Jay-Z, and Adele were not happy with this. Then, how did Spotify survive in the market? Head start and growth is what kept Spotify alive. Spotify had managed to get a huge customer base and was able to attract customers to the premium model. Whereas competitors like Apple, YouTube had given only a free trial for limited days. This meant that Apple and YouTube were not able to build a huge customer base. Spotify had a more global approach than its competitors, who were focused more in the US market. In the year 2009, it entered UK market, 2011 US, 2018 13 new markets in the Middle East and Northern America. And in the year 2019, Spotify officially entered Indian market. It reached 2 million users in India within the first few months, beating homegrown companies like Wink Music. This had forced artists like Taylor, Jay-Z, Adele, who once were vocal about unfair pay, were now present on Spotify as the customer base on the platform was huge. Personalizing experience. Ear Wrap, Discover, Daily Mixes, Your Release Radar, and other machine-generated playlists with the help of data had helped Spotify to improve its experience. Spotify Running is a feature aimed at improving music while running with music matched to running tempo. These features beat Apple Music and YouTube Music. Podcasts. Podcasts were the new trend. Apple was leading the podcast market, having 55%, but was only limited to Apple users. Spotify saw this as an opportunity and entered the market and also introduced Spotify Originals and exclusive podcasts. Spotify also acquired podcast producer Gimlet Media and podcast technology company Anchor for $340 million, Megaphone for $235 million, Parcast for $56 million, Ringer for $196 million. Spotify spent millions of dollars to get the Joe Rogan Experience, Michelle Obama podcast, and DC Comic exclusively to their platform. That is how Spotify started beating giants in the market. Acquisition. Series of acquisition had put them right on top. An acquisition like Twinningo, The Econest, Seed Scientific, Sonalytic, Media Chain, and many other acquisitions had helped Spotify to improve their data analysis and give a better personalization experience to all the music fanatics. Locker Room, which was rebranded to Spotify Green Room, was turned into a Clubhouse competitor. Spotify in the year 2020 saw a lot of advertisers withdrawing from the platform since they did not meet the revenue expectation from the platform. This had a huge impact on the company's revenue. To counter these issues, Spotify came up with a new technology called streaming ad insertion. Spotify says it will begin inserting ads into the show in real-time basis based on what it knows about the user. This means that the probability of advertisers attracting its potential target customers is very high. Spotify made a series of deals with other giants in the market in order to come up as a winner in the music streaming war. It made a deal with Sony for providing its service on PlayStation and Xperia Mobile. Microsoft announced that it would be ending its Groove music streaming services, with all the music from users transferring to Spotify as a new partnership. Spotify and Tencent Music Entertainment agreed to swap stakes and make an investment in each other's music business. Spotify teamed up with ESPN and Netflix to curate podcasts around Michael Jordan, which was a hit. These are the few factors which fueled Spotify's growth and helped Spotify to come up as a winner in the music streaming war. The music streaming game has just begun. We cannot conclude who is the actual winner, but definitely Spotify has an upper hand in the game, and customers are benefiting from it. Many artists can complain over the pay they receive, but they cannot deny Spotify revolutionized music industry and helped millions of small artists by giving them a platform for their music. In the end, Spotify knows you well and can make you feel good when you are emotionally down, at the same time killing few giants in the market. That's all from my side. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more of these type of videos, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.